Welcome, everyone, to the More Phenomenal podcast where we talk Power Rangers, all things comic books, action figures, episodes, and more. I'm Doug, joined once again with Mac, my co-host.
Yo,
Still quarantined.
you know it.
You know it. Washing the hands,
Being responsible.
being responsible, wearing masks and stuff.
I have been wearing a mask outside, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have a beard now, so I think you're supposed to. I mean, you're supposed to anyway, but I thought I read, like, if you have a beard, it's like germs could stay on your beard or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, fair enough, yeah. I'm thinking about getting rid of this thing anyway.
Yeah. Cool. But what's not cool, I mean, what's unfortunate, I guess I should say.
Yes.
Well, because it's a bum situation, but
A lot is unfortunate. Yeah. But anyway,
not these episodes we watched today. These episodes, I really liked them.
They were good. They were good. They were good for different reasons too.
Mm-hmm. But we'll get to that in a minute. The only news I have, I have two pieces of news actually. One is, I guess it's not news, but Catherine Sutherland, who played Kat, she posted on her Instagram
Yeah.
that like tooting her own horn. I guess I think it's she retweeting or posting from someone else.
Uh-huh.
But it says like Kat Hillard has worn 4 different Ranger suits, which is more than any other female Power Ranger.
Okay.
And I was like, that's cool. I just thought I'd bring that up. It's not news, but I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. But in thinking like the way Power Rangers does it now, like no one's gonna break 4 as a, you know.
No, I don't think I mean, and not unless they brought someone else back who's already done it a few times,
Yeah.
you know. But
Mhm.
so are they counting like Ninjetti? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's Mighty Morphin Pink, Ninjetti, Zeo, Turbo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to think of who else has like. I wonder who has 3.
Who has 3?
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I don't know. But I wonder if anyone commented like, well, actually, like
Yeah.
like in Megaforce, they were switching costumes like all the
Yeah.
time.
Technically, they were every ranger. So any Megaforce ranger is the answer to that question by default. No. I don't think anyone's even gotten 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. No, because didn't Aisha transition to the Zeo or no? With everybody or no?
I believe so.
So then she would have had 3.
Yeah, you're right. And then even Kimberly has, I guess, pink, and then the and then the Ninjetti one as well.
Kimberly, if you count Ranger Slayer, has 3, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know if that counts though.
Yeah.
Anyway, fun thought.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that after this next news because I feel like I could have segued into our episode because we're talking 2 episodes with Carlos and them.
What's the
And
news, or what's the next news?
okay, well, the next news I'll get back. I'll try and segue back, but is San Diego Comic-Con is canceled.
Officially canceled and not going to be rescheduled.
Yeah,
And
it'll return in 2021.
Power Morphicon is next, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I looked it up. Tanya is the Zeo Ranger, so it wasn't Aisha.
Oh, she just is the only one who didn't transition with everybody.
Yeah,
Other
looks
than
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless you. Sorry, Nina sneezed.
Yeah, it's all right.
But that's. Oh no! Wait! Sorry. I thought you were gonna say something different. So Power and Morphicon, do you think will be next to be canceled?
Yeah, it has to, right?
It has
like,
to.
There's no way.
It's only a couple months after Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, and there's I know they posted something on their thing the other day that was like, we're evaluating. We'll make an announcement.
Sure. Right.
Shortly. Maybe even by the time this comes out on Sunday, it's like, yeah, it's postponed.
Here's the new news, right?
Yeah, but I feel like even the mayor of LA or whatever said big events won't return to like early or like 2021. So
They
I mean,
hosted at the LA Convention Center, or do they
I
host it in Anaheim?
well, it's Anaheim, but I
Oh,
mean,
but that's so they're definitely not going to do it then, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. I guess it wouldn't matter, but no, yeah, I'm expecting that to be the next canceled, which is such a bummer because I thought this was going to be our first Power Morphicon.
I know, me too. I was getting all stoked.
We have more time to prepare and get our costumes.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess the argument could be made like if everyone's dressed in a
Yeah, right. Good point.
yeah, but that's not gonna happen. uh, in their suits and their masks and things. But I rather go
That's a good point. If
in two
everyone's morphed,
years.
can they let that? Can they just do it? Yeah.
uh,
Anyway, what were you saying?
I'd rather go in 2 years when like everything seems normal,
Right, right.
as opposed to like a weird, I don't know. Probably people won't go anyway because of the climate, even if like they were to have it, which they're not. But like the climate of flying people in, and uh, I mean, you want to wait in line and meet your rangers, so like that wouldn't happen, you know.
No, that wouldn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah. I I'm sure it's going to get postponed, but Comic Con is like no brainer because we've both gone and like you're in a petri dish of everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no way they could do a 6 feet. If they did a 6 feet distance between everybody, I don't even know how you would get around. There's
Yeah.
no way. There's not enough room on the planet for everyone to be 6 feet apart at Comic Con.
Yeah, you're walking through the convention center and it's just like suddenly you're navigating three different lines to try and just go to the next like floor, like booths or whatever.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
oh man, yeah, that'd be crazy. But that's a bummer. So I wonder how like I guess because movies are getting pushed back anyway, there's not really announcements to be made because like they still want you stoked for whatever like Black Widow that may not even come out by then or whatever it is.
Right, right.
So I'm just curious if they would do any kind of press during that time or what kind of the plan is because I know Power Rangers announced Jason like officially returning at Comic-Con last year.
I'm sure that all the announcements that we were going to get at Comic-Con and stuff will still happen just to keep people's spirits up,
Hmm.
just to keep the morale going. Because
Yeah.
it's not like, I mean, everything that we were looking forward to this year got postponed, right? So I'm just expecting them to be like, all right, get ready for like a huge year because on top of that, we got all this stuff coming out that we haven't told you about, or maybe that's going to be pushed another year. So anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm who knows? I mean, I there's so many movies to get caught up on after all this.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping Black Widow comes to streaming or something.
Hmm. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think Wonder Woman's the one that's like on my list of
Oh
movies
yeah,
I actually want to see. Yeah.
Wonder Woman definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. Um, what was I going to say? Oh, I guess it might be good in terms of like I don't know, Power Rangers, like if no one's working, like I just imagine the writers are just looking at that Power Ranger script and reworking it 100 times, right? Because they're just at home,
Oh yeah,
like
maybe
perfecting it.
yeah, it'll get polished because they have all this extra time. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know, maybe.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah, that's what I would be doing if I
That's
was
yeah. Maybe they're
them.
like, "Oh, I'm finally free of Power Rangers. I'm gonna do something different, like
Yeah,
Transformers." Or
yeah. Oh gosh. Oh man, the quality of those movies just went there. I never saw.
I
I
never
never.
saw past the third one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Except
except for
for Ice
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Yeah,
Yeah, which was good.
yeah. But I think I said this last time. I caught the Transformers something where there's King Arthur or whatever or
Oh, The
something.
Last Night or
Yeah.
something. Oh, what a ridiculous plot. Yeah.
I watched like 2 seconds of it because I just watched Bumblebee and like it's on TV all the time, so it caught my eye. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that one's on TV a lot
So I
for
tried
some
to watch
reason.
it, and it was just I couldn't. I
Yeah, that one's
couldn't
really
watch.
stupid.
Yeah. Uh,
The one where like Optimus Prime they think they killed him, like he's like, and then he comes back. I don't like that one either.
which one isn't that?
I don't know which one that is. Maybe that's that one.
Isn't that the third one? Doesn't he do that in the third one
Oh,
too,
is
or
it the
no?
third one? Oh yeah, that one's stupid. Anyway,
uh, I just I remember watching the second one and people liking it, and like maybe just I don't know where like if I was in, I think it might have been like a year out of high school or something, and people liked it in like just classes or whatever I was in, and I was like, this movie sucked.
no, it was terrible. The first one's okay.
Yeah, the first one's okay, uh, but yeah, uh, so bad.
Anyway, we don't have to talk crap about Transformers. We can get back to Power Rangers.
Yeah, we watched 2 episodes this week, Mac.
I know, and it's funny because it was like, all right, we're doing like a Carlos two-parter.
Uh,
Um, but then the first one didn't really end up being a Carlos episode, or at least I watched them in the order you texted me them. So I watched it in space before Turbo.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I watched I watched them in order, in sequence order, I guess, in
right. In
Turbo, and
release
then
order.
yeah. I don't know why I texted you in space and then Turbo, but that's funny that you decided to watch them in that
Well, we
order.
watched Turbo the other week, so I just thought I'd.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah,
Continue.
it's all right. You always have the yawns.
I mean, I don't know. We've been doing. It's hard not to feel a little lethargic being inside all day. But actually, I did get a little exercise this week, which is nice. I did get out
Nice.
for a walk.
That's
I'll
true.
have to bust in those new hats I ordered. Oh wait, that was before we started recording. From
Yeah.
all of our fans, I ordered new hats.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. What kind of hats are they? Are they like themed hats?
They're baseball hats. I'll send you the website. It's really cool. It's from this web.
MLB.com.
No, it's this place called Ebbets .com,
Mhm.
and they do replica vintage baseball hats for teams that are like either like old teams, like old minor league teams,
Mhm.
old like Japanese league teams,
Mm.
and stuff like that. It's really cool. So they just have a bunch of these old hats. So like I ordered like an old like UC Berkeley hat from like 1931,
Mhm.
and then like another one like I don't know like a team called like the Brooklyn something. I can't remember. I don't want like baseball guys to come after me. I doubt that will happen here in the Power Ranger community. Well, I mean, I don't know. Now I'm
Why?
gonna.
Yeah, why are baseball? Like I played baseball in high
That's a good
school.
point. I shouldn't say that because then I'm definitely gonna gain the ire of the
Yeah.
baseball Power Ranger like sub community.
Yeah, you're
I
trying to
guess you're right.
segregate things. Like
I guess I
everyone can
just
like
assumed
whatever they
that.
like, Mac.
I guess I was just saying that I assume the best of everyone and that people will be nice to me in the Power Ranger community. No,
There-
but they're cool. I'll link it to you. It's cool. They're cool hats. They're cool. I was really hoping to try to find the hat Short Round wears in Temple of Doom, but they did not have it. So
Mm, mm. I remember in when I was in when we were at City College and we were in film class, and for some reason I had in the character in one of our movies, like in the script, he wore a hat. Like
yeah,
it wasn't important at all.
yeah.
Like looking back on it, like why this character wore a hat, like it had nothing to do with it. But we're like, oh, it needs to have a blank hat because we can't put a logo or anything in it.
Oh, right.
And then we just found that Kmart sold blank like blue hats, and we were
That's how
like,
you do it.
this is perfect.
I
But
almost
that's
bought a
so
blank hat from this website.
that's funny. I was just thinking, why do people sell blank hats
They
still?
do.
Like,
Well, because these hats are really fancy. They're like $50 a piece, and they're like hand stitched or something.
hmm,
So you can get like a plain one if you want, and you can get it in different sizes or like adjustable. Um, but I decided to not go plain this time.
hmm.
But they're on
Nice.
sale right now. You can get them. I'm really hoping they sponsor us. But seriously, there's actually a huge discount if you order them right now.
What is it again, Mac?
Ebbets, Ebbets. So it's like they're on sale from like $50 to $30. It's pretty good.
Uh,
If you buy
cool.
three, if you buy three of them, never
Oh.
mind. Okay, moving on. Moving on.
Let's talk about the turbo one first. We'll go in order.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just watched that one.
Oh, oh this is on the same path, but I don't know if you saw our Instagram story where I was watching the Turbo movie.
No, you watched it.
No,
That's
so
awesome.
so I started it,
Yeah,
and then I watched like I did two stories about it,
yeah.
and then like I just like went outside or something.
You're like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah,
Anything is better.
so I thought it'd be funny if people were like watching my Instagram story and like it was the first 5 minutes of Turbo and then just never heard from me again.
You're like, oh wow, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, I
And
wonder
then
what his thoughts are gonna be like. And then it's
yeah,
just
you're just tuning into me alone this week, guys. Sorry, Doug is not with us. He perished watching
Turbo.
Turbo. Andros murdered him after he watched Turbo.
You know, I didn't write this down, but also Catherine, she put that her name's Catherine Sutherland, right? I
Yeah,
just
yeah, you
okay,
got it right.
yeah.
Yeah,
It sounded really fancy for some reason. I was like, is that the
this
right
sounds
person?
fancy. Yeah,
She posted that the original title for that movie was supposed to be uh, Power Rangers, like Journey to the Volcano or something. Something Run to the Volcano or something like that.
that's a dumb title too. You know what I would have called it?
Mhm.
Power Rangers 2 Shift into Turbo.
Yeah, it's not called that, is it?
No, it's called Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Technically, the first word in this movie title is the word turbo, which I don't know if I can get behind. It should be power. Anyway, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Race to the Volcano.
Race to the volcano. Okay. I'm bummed we never see them morph into their Zeo suits in that movie.
Well, yeah, is it? It's Catherine, right? Or
She
Cat who?
she almost does, like for a
Yeah,
second.
I was actually thinking about that as I was watching the movie. We'll get to the episodes in a minute. Just give us a
Yeah.
second.
Bear
but
with us.
but I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, as I was as I started it, and I was thinking, oh, like I was just casually watching it and thinking, wait a minute, I gotta wait to the very end before I see any morphing.
Any Power Rangers,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, this is just like the movie we just watched, the new one. Like
It is just like that.
in terms of ranger-ness
Yeah,
in it.
why is it so hard to get a Power Rangers movie with some Power Rangers in it? I
M-
mean, come on.
My
They
guess
don't
is,
even what?
mhm. I was go ahead.
I was gonna say they're not even really Rangers as much as I want them to be in the good movie.
Yeah, but at least they're like I feel like they're more Rangers, but I think it's because I know they're Power Rangers, but
But they do that whole Ninja Island part
in which
in the first
in the
movie.
first one, yeah, yeah. But they
Yeah,
do have they morph prior to that at least.
I know, I know. They bookend it with some morphs.
Yeah.
I just feel like I want a movie like even you know how we complain that Rangers don't morph enough,
Hmm.
like in Danger. It's like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, that even happened in Space Tonight. I was like, why aren't you morphing? You can turn into a bug man. You got to be morphed.
True. Um,
That's the quarantine talking, I guess.
yeah. Uh, I was wondering if they didn't morph because like they would have to morph in the Zeo, like Catherine, like Kat tried to do in that one part in the movie,
Yeah.
and then people being like, "Oh, those Zeo suits are better looking." Like they got gold on them and stuff. So like I wonder if they couldn't be like, "Here's your upgrade to this car one." Like,
That's a good point. It is kind of a downgrade.
yeah,
It's like the
but
Zeo crystals are gone, but check out this sweet hatchback.
yeah. Lightning Cruiser or whatever they're called.
Yeah, yeah. Great thing we have Storm Chaser and Star Jammer
Storm,
and Ride the Lightning and
Storm Chaser's the only one I remember. Because I
yeah.
think someone said that last episode.
Wait, is Storm Chaser not Thor's hammer? What's Stormbreaker? Anyway,
um,
lightning rod
Oh,
and
I didn't.
yeah.
So we gotta watch the movie soon, but maybe for episode 30 we'll watch the movie. And uh, did you know it has like the Star Wars crawl at the beginning of Turbo?
No, like full on.
But it has like Zordon reads it to you.
Oh my God, I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, and I also didn't know Rocky gets hurt in the first scene.
It's right away. Like, he's completely out of the movie.
I didn't know that either. I thought that was a little like down the line, but nope. First scene, they're just training and he gets hurt.
It's pretty lame. And
Yeah.
it's not even like Rocky, you will never walk again. It's just basically like Rocky, you're not in fighting shape right now, so you're gone. Sorry. If he
Yeah.
was a horse, they would have shot him.
I feel like we talked about this too. Like, wasn't there? Yeah. Alpha can whip up like a vampire cure, but he can't fix a sprained ankle or whatever.
Yeah, like how powerful is the frickin' morphing grid if morphing doesn't make him walk again? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can make Justin grow into a
They
full.
make Justin become a full-grown man. I'm not even doing this right now. I quit. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But still,
Okay, let's talk about Turbo.
yeah.
Carlos and the Count, episode 40.
Carlos is a Rocky of this season. And
I wrote that in my notes.
You did?
I was like, if Rocky was still around, he'd be in the spot Carlos is in.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be about Rocky being a vampire.
Yeah.
Like, just leave me alone. All I want to do is drink blood. Sorry. Anyway, moving on.
What'd you think of this episode?
Um, do you think they were like? Do you think that vampires and vampire hunters were really in because of Buffy?
I think so. Or like maybe they had
Because they,
was
they were kind of dressing him like Buffy style with like the leather jacket, you
oh,
know?
you're right. Yes. It must have been something with that. Yeah. I also was just thinking like Beetleborgs is around and I feel like they have a vampire in there, so
Well, anyway, the plot of the episode, I love it. I love the beginning because I love that Bulk and Skull have this like
Mhm.
Ed Netty like get rich quick plan that's actually brilliant.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, it's cheap to rent the youth center, cheap to rent a movie, and then we can just charge people $3 a head to sit in a folding chair and watch a movie that probably came out 30 years before this episode.
Mhm.
So it's kind of cool, and they probably make a ton of money. $3 a person. I'm trying to think of like how much it cost to rent a movie back then. But anyway,
Yeah.
um,
I thought that was cool too because I feel like I remember um like as a kid our school would put on like do this too.
I want to tell the story too when you're done. Yeah, go ahead.
I just remember like on some days after like school in elementary school they would play movies and I think we had to like buy and I don't know, but like there's popcorn you bought and stuff. You know, school's doing that kind of stuff to raise money and things. And I just was like, oh, this makes sense and people do this. So yeah,
It totally makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
This was a side plot I really liked for Bulk and Skull as opposed to like they showed up for a second, dropped some pizza, and then left.
Yes, yes, I agree. And also there's a throwaway line from the principal in this episode, but have they graduated high school by now? Are they older than the other gang because they were in school with the original team?
I think so, because
Because
everyone else is in high school. They're in
but,
class.
but Billy's not in high school anymore.
Well, Billy's not even here anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's in space. But I just mean that like in theory, the original Mighty Morphin team wouldn't be in high school anymore, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right. They
So,
graduate the first episode of Turbo.
oh great. Okay, so then yeah, Bulk and Skull are trying to figure out what to do with their lives. And this is
Mhm.
them moving on as bullies. I mean, not being bullies. Well, kind
Yeah,
of bullies because they're doing it for their own selfish reasons, I guess. But
not real. I
um,
mean, they're not bullying. They're not like
well, they're not hurting anybody, but I mean, like, they're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart as much as they are like, oh, we're gonna make a lot of money on this, or at
yeah.
least is what they say. I definitely
Mhm.
think that they're nicer than they let on. But what I was gonna say is when I was in elementary school, like third or fourth grade, like my
Mhm.
school did the same thing,
Mhm.
where it was like a pay for a ticket and you got popcorn. But I can't remember. It was like a thing they started doing, and I can't remember if like I went because I was in summer school or like a
Mm.
summer program, or if it was during the school year. Not that it really matters. But that was the first time I ever saw the Power Rangers movie. Was at one of
Oh,
those. Was like sitting in like the school auditorium with a bunch of like that pre-bagged popcorn, pre-popped popcorn. Um, and yeah, it was funny. I remember being like, "Oh, okay, cool. I've never seen this movie," you know.
yeah.
So anyway, it's just funny that you mentioned that.
Interesting.
And I think that's the first time I saw the Turbo movie too, because I ended up playing that like another day. It
Mhm.
was like that, those two movies and Goonies. Like I remember distinctly they played.
Oh,
Uh,
really? I just remember them playing like Mike or Holes or whatever it
well,
was.
maybe they played those movies on other days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I would have been there for Power Rangers. I would have known that.
yeah, yeah.
uh, and then they watched a vampire movie, and then
Justin and Carlos are hanging out as per usual.
I was thinking like they're buddies. Like
Yeah,
Carlos's best friend besides TJ, or like and the girls are is Justin. I think
hang out all the time.
he must be like their mentor or something. You know, like the school must be like, hey, we have this kid in high school. Can you just hang out with
Oh, like he's supposed to shadow Carlos.
him? Yeah,
Like, hey, I'm a great student and I can play soccer. Like, let's hang out. Yeah.
yeah. I
Um,
did think it was weird, weird. Where after they're like, the vampire's gonna get you, and he like tickles
yeah.
Justin. I was like, okay,
It's like you
but
guys save the world together every day. Do not patronize your teammate here.
yeah, yeah. And then Diva talks as a and the pirate guy. I don't know his name. Uh,
The
they,
pirate guy that's in both seasons.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had no. I was like, why? I vaguely remember him being in
Yeah, I
space.
was like, what's this weird pink conehead guy? I think I just saw him. Yeah.
But we'll get to that. Uh, but they decide to turn a bat into a vampire.
Yeah, classic Rita, like taking a page from Rita's playbook, like just watching them exist.
Mhm.
She's like, "Oh, another vampire movie." Blech, blech. It's also like, come on, you're a supervillain. You're mad at them watching a scary movie. But I also love that she's like, I'm gonna scare them with a vampire. Classic, also Rita move, playing off of like their fun activity.
Mhm.
Um, but then she plucked a bat out of the sky and was like, "I'm turning you into a vamp." And it's like, "Hello, I'm Count Stabula," or whatever his name was. And he was this big, goofy Chuck E. Cheese vampire. And I just like could not believe that it was just some random bat. She's just like, "Okay, I'm turning you into this bat." I need a whole backstory and everything and personality. Was he just a vampire hanging out as a bat in the sky? And then she's like, "You're a vampire, and I know it," and threw him on the ground? Or did she turn him into that guy?
He
It
turns
doesn't.
them into the vampire.
Yeah,
Well, they're called lunar bats. I think
right.
they're
They
supposed.
live on the moon,
Yeah, yeah.
of course.
And then she turns him into a vampire guy because at the end she goes like the conehead dude's like, we got all these other bats. Let's just try like 10 more times. And she's like, no, that's a stupid
We're not
idea.
doing the vampire thing again. Yeah, yeah. But this vampire that doesn't look like a vampire, it does look like a bat, kind of.
Mhm.
But every time he's like, "I am the Count from Sesame Street," I'm like, "You look nothing like a vampire, and your voice is still on point, though. I'm glad they went for that."
Yeah, me
Uh,
too.
but when he like grabs Carlos, I was kind of uncomfortable. And when he's like, "Stop fighting! This is inevitable," I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and I wrote it down too because when he bites Carlos, they added like a really like a crunch sound. I don't know if you caught that, and
Yeah,
it was
an
just like,
apple crunch.
ugh.
I feel like that like biting into like an apple crunch isn't vampire stuff a lot, and it's like that's not what it would sound like. It's not a crunch. Like he's not.
Yeah,
But whatever.
it sounded like he took off his neck.
He was fighting into the morphing grid. He was
There you go.
cracking through the morphing grid.
Yeah. But this is again where I liked. Oh, before we get past this, Diva Talks. her like submarine thing is just magic because it like appears out of a bowl of like punch, like her viewing thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Her periscope comes out of
Yeah,
the bowl of punch when they're watching the movie. Yeah,
yeah,
that was weird. Yeah. Well, whatever.
yeah.
There's no
That
logic in that.
yeah. Um, but Bulk and Skull, who are just as vampires, they see the bite happen, and then they become they're like
Vampire hunters.
yeah.
But they're dressed like Abbott and Costello. That's what I love. They were like, we're gonna look like old timey explorers,
Mhm.
uh, but we're gonna be trying to hunt monsters. Like so, they totally had this like Abbott and Costello, or like Laurel and Hardy sort of vibe when they were
Yeah.
looking for this vampire. You know,
Uh-huh. And then they have garlic around their neck.
I love the garlic and like the bandolier of wooden stakes. They go to the high school to follow Carlos because they're concerned he's a vampire after
Uh,
watching him get bit by this big purple bat guy. And then I love when they go to the school and the principal, that's what I was talking about earlier, the principal is like, I thought you two graduated. Oh, well, off to detention. And they're just like, but we're adults.
yeah, but when he does that, Skull has the stake like he's gonna stab someone.
Oh, good point. I guess it's
Yeah.
a little bit threatening. He should have called the police, I guess.
Yeah, and then there's a blood drive. So does that mean Carlos was just he like took that he drank that blood, right?
Well, Carl, like I love Ashley's like, hey, this is blood drive, and he's like, that sounds delicious, or something like that. And then I don't remember seeing him actually drink blood.
Yeah, there was none of that. But he tries to bite Ashley.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we're kind of glossing over, but they I mean not like a bunch, but like
Yeah,
the beats of the pacing. But yeah, she tries to bite
Justin thinks he's a
Ashley.
vampire,
Justin
and
thinks he's a vampire, researching vampires.
Mhm.
Uh,
They're like, "Why are you
and
researching vampires?"
yeah, like stop being here. They're like vampires aren't real. It's like they might as well be. All right, like. Did, did Billy never tell you about the time he fought Frankenstein?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um, you go ahead.
well, I guess anyway, they
What did
don't.
you
Is
think of
yeah,
kind of going back to Diva Talks?
yeah.
This is the original actress that was brought back.
I like her more.
Yeah, she's way better.
I think she's way better.
Yeah, she's her like.
Well, maybe not way better, but
I
definitely
think she's
better.
way better.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
She I don't know. Her voice is like very. I don't want like cartoony. Like I feel like it's
It's
on
satisfying
par
to hear though.
with Rita's like exaggeration. You know.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her better too. It was weird. Like I couldn't tell it was a different person immediately, but then I was like, oh, no, there's something distinctly different about it.
Hmm.
Um, but isn't there a fight? Like there's like kind of like an in-between fight where she's like, the vampires aren't real, and then like a bat shows up, and then
Oh yeah.
it turns into Count what's his name,
Uh
and then they're like, okay, maybe vampires are real, and that's when they like go back to the school to confront like
Carlos
Matrix
and
Carlos with his leather jacket and
Matrix.
sunglasses.
Yeah. Is he wearing a green scarf or a
He
green
has a green
shirt?
turtleneck on to cover his vampire bite.
Yes, 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 yes.
He's like, oh, I hate the sun. Love that.
Yeah,
And I like the garlic on the table, and he's like swats it across the table. Get that away.
yeah. Um, and then he tries to bite Carlos, and then he doesn't have a reflection, and then they just like teleport, and
They take him back to the lab. Yeah.
yeah, and then Alpha just has a cure for it.
Yo, yo, yo! I know how to cure this vampire disease. I'm gonna make sure you never be a vampire again. Yeah.
I know, but I keep forgetting he's that, and
Yeah.
so when he first did that, I was like, oh
Like
man.
MC Rodney Dangerfield.
But then the cure is like it kind of worked. Like look at
Yeah.
this mirror. You're kind of there.
He just probably sprayed him with garlic in the face, and it's like, all right, this will work as long as you don't get close to this vampire again.
They just probably use the same water or whatever they use on Rocky.
Whatever made him not a tree man. Yeah, exactly. This is left over from when Rocky just wanted to be a tree.
Uh, and then they go back. They fight the guy again.
The Megazord
Um,
fight was kind of cool. I
the
liked it.
Megazord fight was cool. Uh, I do recall before they Megazord it up, they bring out the cannon and the dude just like that doesn't look threatening, and it's like, what do you
Yeah.
mean this doesn't look threatening? This kills like everybody.
He's like, I am the undead. Like, if that's not a steak or garlic, get it out of here.
Yeah. Then they go Megazord.
They fight him with like the. Sorry, go ahead.
He's trying to control Carlos's thoughts.
Right.
Yeah.
And then their initial Megazord is like, I can't remember, they called it like the Rescue Zord or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And then it
Mhm.
gets covered in spider webs or
I thought it was like
frozen.
chains or something.
Maybe it's like chains, but it
Hmm.
gets caught up and like it can't move. And so they're like, abort. TJ's
Yeah.
like, get out of here. And then they summon their original Megazord. I really like the Megazords in Turbo.
Me
They're all really
too.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the fact that like so we get so many Zord fights where there's like okay, half the team's in this Zord, half the like maybe one person's in this Zord, maybe
Right.
no one's in this Zord. But like I've never seen them just be like, all right, you got this one. Everyone Zord A again.
I did like that because it seems like something that would be a logical tactic in battle. Like, oh, our new Zord stuck. Let's just get out and get into another Zord that we have. We have so many Zords.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, but we can go summon the pieces from that Zord and combine it with this Zord. And so that was kind of, was this, so this was this the first time they did that?
Um I
Episode 40?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But it was cool to see that. They did a good
Yeah.
job with it.
Yeah, I just really like the idea that they're just like, all right, peace out with this one, on to the next.
On to the next.
Yeah. And then they kill the dude, and then that's it. I don't remember. Does anything happen with Vulcan Skull? Oh yeah.
They're like, we're watching werewolf movies from now on, or at least this week.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And then a kind of hairy guy shows up.
A kind of hairy, growly guy. He's like to deliver the werewolf movie. I wonder if the people at the movie delivery company were like, let's just send the hairiest guy to deliver the werewolf movie. That would be funny. But Bulk and Skull are very frightened about that.
Yeah. I don't think that caught on. I don't know. That one was kind of weird. That joke. I don't think it landed. But otherwise, I
No.
thought this was a good episode. And I
Yeah,
was impressed with the fangs that they had on Carlos.
that looked cool. Even like the unmorphed fight was pretty cool. It was hard to tell what was Sentai footage in this episode, though. Like in like outside the Megazord battles.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
Yeah.
if there. I don't think maybe there wasn't any in
I
the
think it
other
was a
morphed
lot of
fight.
American stuff.
Yeah, it looked like that. It looked like
Yeah.
that.
I give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, really cool one. Almost like a good Halloween one, even.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
when it first started and they were dressed as Draculas, I was like, oh man, is this a Halloween one?
Yeah, with like the spider webs and stuff in this. Yeah, I was like, oh, the decorations made it totally seem that way. But
Yeah. I was looking up I think I just typed in Power Rangers Vampire one time to find this episode when to find the exact number. And
yeah,
I think there's another vampire episode in Mystic Force. Um so I
makes
think
sense. Not
yeah,
surprised. We haven't
yeah.
talked to any Mystic Force yet. We should do that.
Yeah, maybe we should jump in next week. We
We,
still
we,
have Mystic Force and RPM to jump into.
we should do the pilot of Mystic Force because I don't want to be confused.
All right, next week we'll do Mystic Force because I know nothing about them.
Me either.
Yeah. Okay. Next episode is the In Space. What was the? I can't. Sorry, my memo notes like
Bugs of from Battle or something. I can't remember what it was called.
Battle. Let's
Texted
see.
it to me, but
What is this called?
Barillian Bug.
Brilliant Bug. There you go. I
Yeah.
cool. We watched that one. I think it's episode 14. Um, this one is also kind of a Carlos episode, but not really because he's the one who gets stung by the Brilliant Bug. Um, it was cool to see the team like be more mature in this one as opposed to being like I guess they're still in high school technically, but like because
They
they're
don't do
wearing
really any Earth stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're in again talking about Kat, like her character had 4 costumes, like it just was cool to see them be in different roles in this one.
Yes, and they have like the uniforms for when they're on the ship and stuff like that.
Yeah. What'd you think of this episode overall?
It was cool. It was funny because you posted on Instagram that question about like how the in space crew would handle a xenomorph, and
Uh-huh.
I thought that was such a great question. And I was like, how have I never thought of that question before? I thought that was super funny to play around with. So I was thinking about that the whole time I was watching it because the episode definitely had that kind of vibe the whole time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, with what's his name? Darkonis?
Dark Condor? What?
Darkondors?
Yep.
Or yeah,
You're talking about the
the like
like
the red guy,
yes.
like the Darth Maul kind of guy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
That dude
his
sucks.
he sucks. So he's like trying to get Astronema to listen to him.
Yeah,
Poor
but
Ecliptor.
yeah, Ecliptor's. I was thinking about this, like,
He'll be the next Lightning Collection villain. Like I'm like pretty sure.
yeah, like I was just thinking, who is a better like right hand man,
Well,
Goldar or Ecliptor?
well, Ecliptor gets shafted a lot, but he never becomes comic relief.
Yeah, I had the next episode on, and I like Dark Condor like kills Ecliptor.
Yeah, yeah. But he basically replaces him.
Yeah, that dude sucks, and he's the one who ended up taking. He's the one who like kidnapped freaking Astronema.
Yeah, he kidnapped Astronema. He ended up being a total jerk, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
but
so,
like he's like I'm very intrigued with him. It's not like I hate him like the Conehead dude when I'm like, get out of here.
no,
You-
that guy's straight up the worst. But these I do kind of like their sort of Game of Thrones politics. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I want to get closer to the throne, you know. And it's cool to have Ecliptor have an enemy because as a fan, like if you're watching the show and you're like, well, I like the good guys, you
Mhm.
can kind of sympathize with him. He's like, oh, he's a cool looking villain and he's sort of an underdog. So you can kind of like sympathize with him more with now that he has a rival. I like
Mhm.
that part of it.
Yeah, me too. Ecliptor's cool, man.
He's so cool. I want a toy of him so bad.
Yeah, and
Maybe Astronema Ecliptor 2-pack. And then
yeah,
Astronema could get another single pack release with a different wig.
yeah, with the Dark Condor,
With her, yeah,
Darkada, yeah,
right,
whatever,
yeah.
Darkonda.
Darkon.
Yeah.
I thought it was Darkon. Is it Darkon? He's got such a stupid name.
I wrote it down twice in two different ways, so I think I just heard it and I was like, "Give me a second." In space, what is this? Darkonda, like dark and then Onda.
Darkonda.
Yeah,
Darkonda.
yeah.
Darkonda. Yeah, Darkon. It's not Darkondor. That sounds stupid. But I
I
mean, it
got.
doesn't.
I was saying Ecliptor, and I got them mixed.
Well, it's not like Darkonda sounds any cooler. But anyway, so his name's Darkonda, and he's like, I've got this really evil space bee, and he uses it on Carlos. Poor Carlos right away gets stung, and it was funny because I kind of guessed that was going to happen,
Yeah. Oh,
but
did you not know what was like? Because I remember this episode very much. It
oh, I've
from
never seen it. I've never seen it, or I don't
okay,
remember it.
because me, this one was like I really liked this episode as a kid, so that's interesting. That so like you didn't know Carlos was gonna get bit or whatever.
No, but when I was playing through the hypothetical in my head
Hmm.
of like what would happen with Alien, I was like, oh, well, of course, Carlos comes back with the freaking alien, like after looking straight into the egg. Like what, like Ashley, Andros, and Carlos land on LV-426, right? And they go to the engineer ship, and Carlos is like, "Whoa, eggs! Just like my grandma makes." And Andros is like, "Stay away
Just
from,
like
just stay away from those eggs, Carlos. Like I know those eggs from my home planet, and like they're not good." Or he would say something similar,
yeah, he'd be
and then
like,
he's like,
oh.
"Oh no, face hugger!" Right through the helmet, goes through the helmet, and they take him back to the ship, and they're all
If this was he would probably have taken the helmet off because that's what they
Yeah,
always do in movies.
he takes the
Like,
helmet off. Whoa, what's going on here?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
they take him. They go back to the mess hall, and he's like, "I feel fine, guys. This meal of Jello and popcorn is fine. Like I'm good." And then Alpha's like, "I hope like I still have to check your vitals." And then like they're at the dinner table. The alien comes out, and Cassie cannot handle it. She's immediately totally put off by the violence. That would be my guess.
Mhm.
And it was funny because then in this episode, she ended up being the second victim. So I was like, I'm nailing this prophecy, like how they would handle this alien encounter. Um, but anyway, back to the main story. I'll get to the other thing later.
No, we can keep talking about it. I was thinking it, yeah, because in the, I guess in horror movie logic, it always comes down to a girl. So I was trying to think of who would it come down to, Ashley
I
or
think it would be
Cassie.
Ashley because if you think about like who the other person who would, they would definitely have on Andros be the second person to make it.
Hmm.
And so I was like, oh, him and Ashley, if it was a Power Ranger episode, they would write as the last two. But then thinking about like who's the better Ripley, it is sort of a toss up. I'm not sure who would work better.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it does, and it kind of does come down to Ashley because they like leave her on the deck by herself.
They leave her with the alien, exactly, and she's forced to confront it with like the gun. And Alpha's like freaking Jonesy the cat, just hiding behind her.
Uh-huh.
Um, but uh,
There's an ambush, or Darkana comes and he's like, "What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna ambush him? So clever!" And then
yeah,
they
right.
they ambush him, and then he releases his bug.
He's like, well, I
Carlos
have
gets
this
bit.
bug. He
Yeah,
gets
they go
bit.
back to they go back to the ship.
He's covered in magic marker all the way up his arm.
Yeah.
The
And then
bite just infected him with magic marker.
yeah, um, I like how Andros is like, "What it look like?" And he's like, "I didn't get a good look at it." And it's
Yeah.
like, were you really gonna identify a space bug? Like, if you did get a good look at it?
Yeah, like what was he gonna say? It looked like a red mosquito thing. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like if Andros was gonna be able to recognize it, he would be able to recognize it from the bite. I mean, he does know what it is later on, but
No,
it's
he
sort of
knows.
like
I feel like he knew exactly what it is
he knew exactly what it is. Yeah.
because he was like, "What it look like?" He's like, "I don't know. Did it sting? Yeah.
Like,
Are you,
yeah, it stung.
do you feel cold? Yeah. Huh. Do you know what it is, Andros? No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Uh,
TJ, can we talk?
yeah, let's talk in the other room. Okay, Carlos is dead. We have to abandon the ship. um I did like this sort of alien threat, alien infection on the ship. They don't do enough like sci-fi, just general sort of sci-fi plots for a season called Power Rangers in Space. So
Hmm.
it was kind of cool to have that happen.
I like how when he turns into the bug, like you get like it's like a moist or a sticky hand like view at
Yeah.
first.
It,
Uh,
and it's a slow reveal. They don't really even show his full body till later.
yeah, he's like running around the place.
Yeah, just
And
like the alien did.
yeah, and then I thought it was like I think they get their guns out and they set it to low or stun or whatever.
Yeah, they like set it on the lowest power or something. But then when they corner him in the energy room or the engine room, Andros is like, "You'll shoot the engines." It's like, okay, but now Cassie's infected, so like maybe we should have just gone for it.
Remember, to Andros, like his ship is him, and like these other Rangers are kind of just along for the ride.
That's true. It's like you guys are expendable, and I'll just shoot you through the airlock if you guys get infected. Whatever. Ashley's the only one I care about.
Yeah, what did you think of the sting? Is like huge on.
Well, oh, you mean the nipple growing out of Cassie's neck? This like nipple that's like excreting white pus. Like I was like, why did she get this like low end of the stick or whatever compared to Carlos? Carlos had that weird marker vein and stuff, and she had this disgusting like nipple coming out of her neck. Um, anyways,
Maybe
so
because he was the grown version and he had like a stinger as an arm, and as opposed to he got bit by like a little
right,
bug. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see. Um, I did really like the TJ Andros like uh
Side mission.
what's their What's their vehicle called?
Uh, what do you?
Like the like surfboard that they ride?
Oh, I don't.
Well,
They're gliders, I think it's called.
yeah. Well, that I really like that scene. I thought that was a pretty cool action scene.
Hmm. Yeah, I always like them when they're. This has the good season of like uh
Galaxy
like
Gliders, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Or no, that's from
No, that's
Lost
Lost
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
That's Lost
But
Galaxy.
this has the season where it's like TJ was just the Red Ranger, so like even though Andros is the Red Ranger, like they're still both in charge kind of thing.
Right. There's
Yeah.
definitely like a second in command or dual command going on.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, then they find the antidotes, and then poor Ashley's by herself in the ship.
I know, I know. But I mean, even though she has plenty of opportunities to shoot them, she doesn't. Uh,
What's the lowest setting on that? Maybe the lowest setting is like takes off an arm but doesn't kill the guy.
right, like shoot, yeah, aim for their legs. Um, but meanwhile, Andros is like, "Oh, I know these bugs, and we have the cure on what's his planet called? I always forget.
KO-35.
Oh yeah, KO-35. Um, and so they go to KO-35 while Ashley's watching the infected bug guys.
Yeah. And
Pretty
then
cool.
yeah, I did think though it's funny that Darkonda was like, "What's your plan, Ecliptor? Gonna ambush them?" And then he goes to Astronema and he's like, "Hey, they're gonna go get this antidote now. We should ambush them."
Yeah. Oh,
And
even though that was a bad plan before.
yeah. But I guess it is a better plan because now you got like bugs.
Good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
but still, I thought that was funny. I
It
feel like
is.
that's just one more thing for Ecliptor to be like, that's what I was doing earlier without all this.
You could have just trusted me.
Yeah. But then they fight, then they get the bug, and then they do more fighting. Um, I don't remember anything particular about this Megazord fight um, that like stands out.
I think it was over before it began. Oh no, wait, no wait. Uh
I remember they do the classic like someone jumps and then it twirls around and then they fall down and stuff.
yeah, I barely remember it. I think
Yeah.
you're right.
And then at the end, Andros is at the top of the building, all sad and thinking about uh, what's her real name?
Corone?
Corone. Yeah. And then Ashley comes up and they have a little heart to heart, and then it ends. But
Yeah.
yeah, that,
So the rest of the oh wait, I guess we already kind of talked about it, but yeah, Ashley would survive the xenomorph, I think.
hmm. And then TJ, because you got to have the maybe the love dynamic stay on, or do you have Andros go first?
No, I think Andros is second to last. Everyone, literally everyone but Ashley dies. The xenomorph takes out everybody. Maybe you think TJ's dead, and after Andros dies, it's like, oh no, but then TJ's really alive, and then like he gets one final showdown that lets Ashley escape.
Hmm. Yeah. And then KO, and then she drives the mega ship, and then the mega ship gets picked up by
She would
by
escape in her Megazord or in her Zord probably, you know.
yeah, or
Yeah.
Hunter glider or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she gets picked up by the Lost Galaxy people, and then
Yes.
and
She
then
wakes up in their in the Terra Venture medical building, and it's like, don't worry, we found the eggs on your ship and we're experimenting with them. And she's like, no. And then it's all over again, except that Leo has to survive the whole thing.
yeah, uh, yeah. Leo becomes the
He's like the Hicks from
yeah.
Aliens. Yeah.
Who's I can't see
No, no, no,
any.
no. You know who's Hicks is freaking Mike. Like Magna Defender can be Hicks. And then Leo can be Hudson. Like game over, man.
Uh, I wonder if they would discover the Silver Ranger. He'd just always be frozen.
Oh, Zane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, maybe we should totally write this fan fiction. Like Zane wakes up and he's like, "Where's everybody?"
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, cool. I think I liked. They're both thumbs up episodes, but I think I was more intrigued with the vampire one because I'd never seen it before.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I like them both. I mean, I think that thematically I liked In Space better because it
Yeah.
felt like it more of a tighter plot.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. I think the In Space one it's a classic episode.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny. I almost feel like there's a better Carlos one to pair with the vampire one, but it's funny to also see that he has this pattern of turning into monsters. Like they just like Carlos cannot stop being turned. He's like the Jimmy Olsen of Power Rangers. They
That's
turn him
funny.
into a giant turtle next, you know.
Yeah. I wonder how the pirate guy lands with the astronomer.
Good question. I mean, obviously, all the astronomer stuff is American footage, so
Yeah.
we just have to watch the pilot of In Space, right? We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, cool. I think that's it for this week. 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's a good review. Thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in.
Yeah. These are 2 fun ones. It's nice when it's like, oh, like I actually enjoy these ones, as
Yeah, it's fun to
opposed
just sit
to
there and enjoy them. Yeah.
like some of the stinkers we've had.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What was the one we did last week? I don't even remember last week's Turbo episode.
Last week, yeah, we did the like pizza getting baked into the
Oh,
pizza.
yeah, that one wasn't as good as these ones.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah, cool.
no, no. It had some cool moments. I really wish that freaking Blue Centurion had been in this vampire episode, but whatever.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny. I wonder how he would have reacted to that. Um, but yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Next week sounds like we'll do Mystic Force.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
First episode of Mystic Force.
Do you remember how the theme song goes?
For Mystic Force?
Yeah, I think it's a rap one.
Oh God.
Uh,
Power Rangers.
uh,
We're in the forest full of mystic rangers. There's so many mystic rangers. I don't know. We'll figure
yeah.
it out. We'll be there.
Do you know how the Operation Overdrive would go?
Oh God, that one is so. Power Rangers, Operation
Operation
Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Power Rangers, Operation Overdrive. That one's not great.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. We'll see you next week with some Mystic Force. Stay safe, everyone. It's not less phenomenal. It's
more
more phenomenal.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.